Namaste. Before we dive into the practice, just to mention a few important things. It is crucial that we open the body for yoga, that we open the body in a specific sequence. And warm-ups are absolutely mandatory before we go on to trying anything more extreme, any more extreme yoga postures. So body really likes to open from the periphery to the center. So that's why we start with the joint rotations. And the Qigong really gets the energy flow going. So we can, once we hit our static asanas, we have a lot of inner flow going, a lot of energy flow going. And I think you'll really like this approach if you stick with it. So without further ado, we'll get started with the practice. So we'll begin standing, and we'll have our heels together, our toes slightly apart, and our hands on our lower belly. And I always like to begin class with creating an intention for what we want to create, either in our practice or in our life in general, because we are generating a source of energy here with this practice. And so as we create an intention, we can generate this energy to direct toward our intention. So just take a moment, whatever it is that you want to either feel or to do or to be in your life. Or maybe it's a goal with your practice. Just call that to mind. And then we'll step the feet apart, and we're going to begin with a very simple but very effective exercise called knocking at the door of life. So this is a Qigong exercise, and it's composed of not only the movement, but of a massage, a self-massage. So we're swinging our arms, twisting the spine, looking over the shoulder, and we're also tapping some key acupressure points. One of which, the most important, is called the Mingmen, and it's right here at the kidney area of the back. Okay, the other hand is going to tap the front of your hip bone. Okay, and so we're just going to swing back and forth like this, looking over the shoulder and tapping those massage points. This is going to have the effect of clearing up any type of stagnation or blockage that's in your waist, pelvis, lower back, midsection in general. Looking over the shoulder. And this practice, it can be a practice in and of itself. Just the swinging and tapping. And I always tell my students that if you can only do one thing in a day, if you only have time to do one thing, do this one. It really gets a lot done with just this one movement. And then after you've swung and tapped for a while, we're going to change one thing. And that one thing is going to be the front hand tapping point. Instead of tapping the hip bone, it's going to tap right up here at what's called the shoulder's nest, or lung meridian point number 1. So the back hand will continue to tap the Mingmen, or the gate of life, in the back. And the front hand will now tap shoulder's nest. And this is going to help us with our breathing. Because in yoga, we want to be able to breathe deeply so we can take in prana, life force. So looking over the shoulder to increase the twist. And then slowly we're going to start to unwind it. So instead of coming to an abrupt stop, we're just going to let it unwind naturally And then we're going to take a moment to pause. And these pauses are where we can observe and feel what the movement is doing in our body. It's called feeling the after effect or the echo of the movement. You might already feel a tingling sensation through your body just from that one move. Maybe a subtle vibration. Inhale, nice deep breath. Exhale. This is called bringing down the heavens. Okay, the next movement I call throwing the water over the shoulder. So it's as if we had a bucket of water in our hands, and we're just going to throw that bucket of water. That water's going to splash to the wall behind us. And there's kind of a little bounce in the knee, and the arms swing and make a circle in front of the face and then over the shoulder, and you look behind. So this one is also a twist. Big movements, getting everything moving. Two more. The last one. Great. And then just swing it out. And then pause and hold your chi. And just feel the after effect of the movement. Maybe feel a little bit more vibration now. Weight is evenly and equally centered on the 2 feet. Inhale, exhale. Great. Okay, we've got one more Qigong movement, and then we're going to go to the floor. So this one, it's just a simple hip rotation. And you notice I'm also rotating my wrists. Okay? So if it's difficult for you to roll your wrists and your hips at the same time, you can just put your hands on your hips. Otherwise, the wrist will roll, and the tailbone is going to be tracing a circle on the floor. As if you had a little pencil on your tailbone and you were drawing a perfect circle on the floor. So these warm-ups we're going to go through, we're going to circle all our joints and get our body ready for some deeper, more extreme movements. 2 more. Last one. And then going the other way. Try to feel this throughout your whole lower back region. Pelvis and your waist. Two more. And last one. Great. Separate the feet and pause and hold. And if you tune in, you can close your eyes. That will help you feel what's going on inside your body. So close your eyes, just feel. You might feel, and if you don't feel anything, don't worry. It's nothing wrong. But if you're sensitive, you might feel that there's something already that's streaming through you or vibrating. And if you can feel that sensation, that's what's going to only increase as we continue with our practice. Inhale, reaching up. Nice deep breath. Exhale, bringing down the heavens. Great. Bring the feet together. We have one more rotation before we sit down. And we're going to circle our knees. Okay? So go ahead and you want to kind of tilt your pelvis forward. So the pelvis is in what's called an anterior tilt. That means if you had a tail, your tail would be up behind you, it would be sticking out. Okay? And the knees stay together. Weight stays back in the heel. And make some circles with your knees. And as you do this, you might feel some pops maybe, some little releases in your knee or your ankle, which is a good thing. See, my ankle just popped. We're just working all those pops out before we do something stronger and then go the other way. If you can get your weight into your heels, that will begin to charge up your thighs. So you should feel your thighs start to work here. Ooh. Two more. Last one. And then we're going to separate our feet, hang forward into a forward fold.
And you can either hang your hands in the crease of the elbow like I'm doing, or you can let your hands go down to the floor. If your hands don't reach the floor, you could put them on a block if you have a yoga block, or you could just let them hang. But do try to get your legs all the way straight. And in this position, I want you to think about rocking maybe a little bit more forward on your feet. When we were circling, it was okay to be back in our heels. But here I want you a little bit more forward on the balls of the feet. Just a little. Great. Inhale, roll it up. Hands to the heart.
Exhale, press the chi down. Beautiful. And then we're going to come to a seated posture. So if you need to sit on the support, if you're stiff and you're not able to sit up tall, okay, in a seated position on the floor, then please support your sitting bones with either a folded blanket or a cushion, okay? I'm going to sit in lotus because I can, and this is comfortable for me, but you might be sitting in simple cross legs, or maybe you can manage a half lotus, but this is not something that you should push if you are just starting out. So you're probably going to be in Sukhasana, which is called easy cross legs, okay? And then we're going to just place our hands on our hips, and we're going to begin with some head circles. So these are nice and big, and at the speed that's right for you. A lot of people have extremely stiff necks, so we just want to kind of explore our range. Okay, not pushing into any pain or discomfort, but exploring the edge. So it goes ear to shoulder, chin down, other ear to shoulder, and chin up. And then we go the other way. do not have to go the speed I'm going. You can go whatever speed is good for you. Last one. Chin rolls down to the chest, looking straight forward. Bring the arms out to the side. We'll take our fingertips to the shoulders, and we'll do some shoulder circles here. Great, and then going the other way. Nice big circulating your wings. Wonderful. Hands come to namaste, and we'll circle the wrists. Okay, so this one I like to call flowing lotus mudra, because we're going to make a little lotus flower here in front. And then there's a point where there's an upside down crane. Okay, so just make those shapes with your wrist. You're rolling around the base of the wrists, the area that's called the bracelets, where there's little lines where your wrists meet the hand. And then the other way. Great, shake that out. And we take a side bend. Just reach. The shoulder comes down from the ear. Just reach. Really opening the side body. And the other way. Great, coming up. Hands come onto the shoulders. Again, we do this wash machine. Another twisting movement. Oh, it feels so good. Great. And then we're going to turn. So undo your crossed legs. We're going to turn and we're going to lie on our backs. Okay, and first we'll come into a posture known as Supta Baddha Konasana. It simply means reclining bound ankle pose. But we have the soles of the feet together and our hands on the low belly, and it's a really nice stretch for the inner thighs, and it's actually a little bit of a back bend, so hopefully it feels good on your back. I like to use this as a resting pose, but we're still getting warmed up, so let's bring our hands to our knees and we'll make some circles here with our hips. So I'm just pulling my knees up, I'm splitting my legs, and I'm making a big circle, two legs circling away from each other. And then go the other way. Great. Let the legs come down. We're going to take one leg up into the air. So I call this my outside leg, because this is my leg that's farthest from my device. So I'm going to, my outside leg straight up, my inside leg is bent, and then I'm going to circle my ankle. So ideally my leg is straight here, or pretty much straight. And we're going to make some big circles, so we're still circulating the joints. The joint circles are what free up your chi, your prana, your flow, because
The meridians, all the meridians pass through the joints, particularly the ankles and wrists. Let's go the other way. So we just want everything flowing by the time we get to the poses. Oh, this really works this tibialis anterior muscle too. I can really feel it getting warm. And then now we're going to flex and point that foot. So all three joints, hip, knee, and ankle will flex, and then the knee and ankle will extend. So it's a flex and point. When you flex, you want the sole of your foot to face the ceiling. Two more. Great. Okay, the same leg, all right? We're going to cross this foot over the knee, just like this. This is called figure 4. Okay, this is a little bit of an advanced stretch, but we're just going to visit it here, right here. Oh, so if you feel stiff right here, don't worry. Okay, welcome to the human body. But this really gets those hamstring attachments, which are usually quite tight on most people, even if you stretch them every day. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed and your neck relaxed as you do this. Beautiful. Release. And then other side. Inside leg comes up and circling the ankle. And the other way. Trying to make a smooth, nice smooth circle. Mine was looking a little jerky there. Feeling that tibialis muscle start to fire. Great, flex and point. And when you flex, there's going to be your lower back. You should feel it lengthening here. Two more. And then into figure 4, so the ankle crosses right over the knee. You want to press this knee away. So you don't want to allow this knee to come up into the shoulder, okay? Because then you'll miss the stretch. Okay, you reach underneath the leg and you hug. So if you're not able to get in this position, then I recommend that you do this with this foot against a wall, okay? So just pretend I had a wall right there on this behind this foot, and I would just hold the position that way, because that is often plenty for many people. But if you're able to cross that ankle over and hug it in, then that's what we're doing here. Beautiful. Release. Back to Baddha Konasana, hands on the belly, just for a brief pause. Then feet will come up to standing. Feet will be a little bit wider apart, okay? A little bit wider than mat's distance apart. And then we're going to do this, what I call windshield wiper. Okay, so you just let one knee fall into the midline. And this should feel really nice on your lower back, sacroiliac joint. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. Baddha Konasana. Okay, we're getting ready to transition up to a seat again. So we're going to grab ourselves behind the knee and take a little roll up. Okay? So from the seated position, we're just going to scoot the feet in. Okay, so I'm really big on transitions. If you cannot do this transition, do not worry about it. Do the best you can. But if you can scoot your feet all the way in, we're just going to push and roll over our feet. Okay, and we're sitting in this posture that I call Thai Angel, because we're really getting a big stretch in these toes here. This stretch releases the whole sole of the foot and gets all the meridians that are running in through the toes. So if it feels stiff, then don't worry. That one really opens up with practice. Okay? And now we're going to come into cat. So on our hands and knees, and we'll just do some rolls. So just arching the spine and then rounding the spine. This is also called cat-cow, actually. Inhale on the arch, exhale on the round. Great, after the next one, tuck our toes, press that downward facing dog. We're almost done with the warm-ups. Oh, now if this feels tight for you, don't worry. If your heels don't come to the floor, don't worry. This all comes with time. Okay, but for now, just do the best you can in downward facing dog. Your two hands are exactly in alignment with each other. Your index fingers are forming parallel lines. Okay, your hips are your feet are hip width apart. And you're pressing back into your heels as best you can. 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs. One more breath. And then all we're going to do is we're going to walk, walk, walk. We're going to walk back to a forward fold. Okay, hanging forward. In a forward bend, Uttanasana. So do the best you can to get your legs straight. If they're not straight, it's okay. But know that this is a straight-legged pose, and that's where we're going eventually. If you have yoga blocks, you can have your hands on yoga blocks if you wish. Okay, we got one more move in our warm-up. We're going to take 3 bends here. Now we get to bend our knees and straighten. And bend. And straight. And bend. And straight. Rolling up. Interlace the fingers. And press up. You can take it back into an arch if you want. And then we're going to come forward again. So I'm going to show from the front. Actually, I want you to have your feet a little bit wider for this one. Maybe a little bit wider than hip distance. So interlace, stretch it up. Taking it into an arch is optional. Take a swan dive forward. Release the head, and then we take 3 bends. 3 or 4. Roll it up, interlace, and press.
Swan dive.
3 bends. Roll it up.
And 2 more.
3 bends. So this really gets everything. It really warms up the whole body, the entire spine, the entire back of the body. And if you take it into arch, you get the front of the body.
Last one.
Roll it up.
Inhale. Exhale. Great. Hands to the heart. And ground the energy. Okay, bringing down the heavens 3 times. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. Great. Hands come to the lower belly. And just collect that energy right in your lower belly, what they call the dantian. Okay, so we're now warmed up. We're done with our warm-up sequence. So if you want to stay with me for part 2, then I will be continuing this same practice. Or you may just be finished with a warm-up. Thank you so much for watching.